Okie dokie, let's get started. Okay, first we're gonna do a little bit of like review from like the previous class. But as you know, fall is here. I think like was the first day of fall like last Thursday or something?
The 22nd.
Okay. So, yeah, it like dropped like 30 degrees or something. Like it went from like 90 to like 60. So yeah, fall is here. There's like lots of leaves outside. So yeah. Whoa. Okay, so super quick. This is a quick review from last class. So how many ways are there to arrange the letters in the word fall? See if you can remember how to do that.
Happy birthday to your brother.
Yay, I see lots of answers. So yeah, you guys got it. The answer is 12. And if you forgot how to do it, it's because since there are 4 letters, you first do 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, which is 4 factorial. But because there's 2 repeated letters, remember that if there's like 2 repeated letters, you have to divide by 2 factorial, put that in the denominator in order to get the right answer. This would be 24 over 2. So that's just 12. So all of you guys got it, which means that you guys remembered from last class. So good job.
All right, now you've got to be even faster. How many ways are there to arrange the letters in autumn? Go, 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 go.
Should I set a timer?
Or maybe it's saying I should read the question quicker. So you've got to read the next question super quick.
Yay.
Yay. So we've got lots of answers. 360 is correct. That would be like 6 factorial since there's 6 letters, but then the lowercase u's repeat. So we have to divide that by 2 factorial to get 360. And if like one of the u's was uppercase and one was lowercase, they would actually be different. So you would count them as like different letters. So you wouldn't have to divide by 2 factorial.
Okay. Last review question. Quickest. You guys got to do this super fast. How many ways are there to arrange the letters in pumpkin? This time I'm actually going to set a timer.
Oh, the pressure is on.
If you look at my phone screen, you can see a paper in front. It has trigonometry formulas. Okay, anyway. You've got 25 seconds left. You've got 10 seconds. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. Whoa, that's loud. Okay, time's up. But I think pretty much all of you guys got it. So in the word pumpkin, there's how many letters? 7 letters. So you do 10 factorial. But you notice that the p's repeat. So you have to divide by 2 factorial. And so that's 5,040 divided by 2. So that's 2,520, which is what almost all of you guys got. So good job. You guys passed the quick test. Okay.
Right. Now we're going to do some role playing. So we have 5 different options, and basically what's going to happen is you're all going to choose one of the characters. And then what you're going to do is you're going to change your name on Zoom to that character, but then also put your real name in parentheses. Like
Oh yeah.
how me and Amy have done it.
Well, except I did it backwards. So let me fix
So you have both.
Your name should be in parentheses. But yeah, basically you have your character name and your real name.
All right, so let's reveal the characters. You can have Owl Tum, Doggo, Tigger, Sleepy Fox, or Donald Duck. So make your choice. We have 2 Sleepy Foxes so far. Oh my God, Ronald Reagan joined the class.
Whoa.
No way.
How old are you, Ronald Reagan?
2 Tiggers. Wow, that's a lot of Donald Ducks.
Okay, so like you can like sort of see like your icon, like the words like your camera would be. If you like right click, there should be like at the bottom of the dialog that pops up, there's a place to like rename. So like right click on yourself and then click rename. Yeah, or you could go to the 3 dots and then click rename.
You can also go to the participants and find your name.
Yeah. Hey, you're a fellow doggo. Okay, everyone who doesn't have a character yet, hurry up and get a character, and we're going to move on in like 5 seconds. Thank you for the countdown.
Moving on. Okay, so basically what we're going to do today is we're going to actually take a virtual field trip to the pumpkin patch. So, and we actually have a lot of money. So we're actually going to all get in a private jet and we're going to fly to like a pumpkin patch in like, wait, which states grow pumpkins? That's like not Kentucky.
Indiana probably has pumpkins.
Okay.
Cuba has pumpkins.
We're going to fly in a private jet to Huber Farm and go pick pumpkins. So that will be exciting. So it takes us 3 hours to fly to Huber Farm. And so then here are all the characters. And so we've gotten our pumpkins now. So everybody has a pumpkin, which is good. Or, I mean, I guess we could just drive there, but it's much more fun to ride a private jet. Have any of you guys been on a private jet?
We'll ride a private jet for like 2 minutes and then get there.
Yeah.
No.
And then we'll spend 3 hours in the airport. Okay. Oh, you have. Donald Duck has ridden a private jet. I have not ridden a private jet.
Neither have I.
Hoover Farm. Okay, so all of you guys have your pumpkins. You spent a bunch of time outside picking the best pumpkin out there. Some of you guys have big pumpkins and some of you guys have like tiny pumpkins, but everybody has a pumpkin. And now it's time to go home, right? Well, actually, so the plane, like we're flying in the private jet, right? So like some random person I think it was probably like Sleepy Fox because they're like tired. They didn't like close like the door, you know? You're supposed to close the door before you like get on that plane. But they didn't close the door. And you know what happened? All the pumpkins, they literally just fell out of the plane because it's like a plane, right? There's like a lot of like, you know, it's like during takeoff. And so like all the pumpkins fell off the freaking plane, which is, I know, right? Like we spent like a long time going to like the farm. We spent 3 hours waiting in the airport, and we picked out our best pumpkins. And now like Sleepy Fox, like they forget to close the door, and now we lost all of our pumpkins. And so that's kind of sad.
No.
So the thing is, though, they actually fell into the cornfield that we were like flying over. So now all the pumpkins are sort of like scattered across like a corn maze, right? So now we gotta actually go through the corn maze, and we have to find your pumpkin as well as like your friend's pumpkins, right? Actually, I think we all like parachute out of the plane because we're just like, you know, we're like that skilled. We just like parachute out of the plane. Like we can figure out our way home later, but right now we need to find our pumpkins. So, and we're gonna actually use math and logic to find our pumpkins. So that's also exciting.
But what if my logic says to build a tower or like get to the highest point and then like look
Your
for the
logic
pumpkins?
isn't that good. Your logic is not that good.
No, my logic is to not use mathematics and to use logic.
Plot twist, logic is mathematics. So we're gonna use logic and mathematics to find our pumpkins.
All right, first, let's look at what Owltum's strategy is to find its pumpkin. So Owltum is freaking out because it went to the corn maze and now it finds a three-way fork. So it labels the paths 1, 2, and 3. And it's like, which one should I go down? But luckily we have a logic question to help us figure it out. All right, so the question says, I am thinking of one of these 5 cards. And you'll see the 5 cards in a second. And you have to figure out which one of the cards that is being thought of. So, and you have 3 clues. So here are the clues. First of all, the value of the card is a prime number. Secondly, the values of the 2 neighboring cards add up to a multiple of 3. And finally, the card is next to a card which is next to the 2 of hearts. So let's see the cards. All right, so given this, which path should Owltum, or like what card is being thought of? And then based off of that, we can know what path Owltum should go down. A lot of you guys are saying the 7 of diamonds. I would tell you to read the 3rd clue again. It's worded really trickily, but let's see. Let's use our logic and think about this. Okay, now we have some different answers. Yeah, it looks like a lot of people are saying the 2 of hearts. So let's go through the clues one by one. First of all, the value of my card is a prime number. So that means it can't be 8 or 4, but 7, 7, and 2 are prime numbers. Then it says the values of my 2 neighbors add up to a multiple of 3. So that kind of applies to like everything except for the ones on the edges. So it could still be like the 7 of diamonds or the 2 of hearts. And finally, my card is next to a card which is next to the 2 of hearts. So the 7 of diamonds is just next to the 2 of hearts. It's not next to a card which is next to the 2 of hearts, but the 2 of hearts is next to the 7 of diamonds, which is next to the 2 of hearts. So very tricky, but good job if you saw that. And I think you guys are seeing it now. Okay, so what does this tell us? Since the card was number 2, that means we need to go down path number 2 to find where Owl Tump's pumpkin is. So let's do it. So we go on path 2, but uh-oh. There's no pumpkin there. What happened?
That's sad. Did you guys make a mistake?
No, we had to get the logic problem right because there's so many of us here. There's no way we got it wrong, right?
Well, actually, maybe we should check in on somebody else who's looking for their pumpkin, see how they did, right?
That's a good idea.
Okay. Okay, now it's Doggo's turn to look for pumpkins. So he's like sniffing around on the ground, like, you know, you can like sort of smell pumpkins because dogs have like a good sense of smell. So he's sniffing around, but then he runs into this cat, right? Oh, the cat should be saying meow, not the pumpkin. But Doggo runs into a cat that's guarding the pumpkin as if it was like the cat's pumpkin, even though this is Doggo's pumpkin. Like Doggo worked to find this pumpkin. But anyway, the cat is like, this is mine. So the cat says that if Doggo like solves this riddle right, it will like give the pumpkin to Doggo, right? So that means we gotta solve this riddle to get the pumpkin back. So this is the riddle that the cat says. So Lynn likes grapes but not potatoes. She likes squash but not lettuce, and she likes peas but not onions. So following the same rule, will she like pumpkins or apples, and why?
Amy, we kind of failed because you're reading Doggo and I read Owltum.
That's because I needed to blow my nose, and so I turned off my camera. You know it's fall when your allergies start coming up.
Oof.
Now I have to blow my nose again, so see you in like 3 seconds.
Okay, those of you saying apples, what's your reasoning? I see that Chris posted his reasoning. Pumpkins because they grow on vines like peas, squash, and grapes. That sounds kind of convincing to me. Oh. But those of you saying everything has A, what about potatoes?
Apples because grapes are fruit.
Okay, technically the smaller amount of letters. You could think about it like that, but that's not.
That's not what the cat thinks. The cat.
Yeah. The cat can't count.
Yeah.
Let's just say that.
The cat isn't good at math. Okay. Should I review the answer?
Yes.
Okay. Well, it's a cat, right? So a cat is like pumpkins. Why? Because I think Chris got it right. Squash, peas, and pumpkins, they all grow on vines. And the cat likes stuff that grows on vines, right? Because it's like a cat. But she doesn't like lettuce, onions, and apples because they don't grow on vines. They grow on other things.
Pumpkins are also fruits.
Yes,
So-
pumpkins are fruits, but so are apples too. So.
No. The cat, she's guarding the pumpkin, so obviously the answer would be pumpkins.
Yeah, or that too.
Logic.
So, but you guys found other ways to think about it. So, this is cat logic, but I guess you guys are doggos. So, like, doggo logic is different. But
is,
yeah,
indeed.
the cat likes pumpkins because it grows on vines. So, but let's pretend like you actually like figured it out, and you figured out cat logic. You broke the cat cipher. So, you figure out that cats, they only like things that grow on vines. And the cat's like, okay, I'm actually really impressed with you because you're not a cat. Like, I'm a cat, but you figured out what I like. So wow. But because I like pumpkins, I'm just gonna like take it, bye. And then it runs away with the pumpkin, with like your pumpkin, which is kind of oops. So, and by the way, the cat should be saying he, not the pumpkin, because the cat took away your pumpkin. So yeah. Now Doggo's sad because he does not have his pumpkin again. But let's check in on some other people and see how they're doing.
All right, Tigger, he's very, very sad. You can tell by the sad face. He's like, where's my pumpkin? I'm orange, just like the pumpkin, so I really need it. So here's how Tigger decides to sort of begin looking for his pumpkin. Okay, so he actually spots his pumpkin really quickly, but when he's about to like just pick up the pumpkin and go, one of the corn starts talking to Tigger. And Tigger's like, what on earth? What? How is corn talking? But the corn says that Tigger can't have the pumpkin unless he solves a math riddle first. But like the corn can't move, so Tigger could have just taken the pumpkin, but he doesn't have enough logic for that. Okay, so here's the riddle that the corn gives Tigger. What is the smallest whole number that is equal to 7 times the sum of its digits? All right, so try your best to solve this one. I would suggest using variables. That's your hint. And Tigger does not want to eat the corn because corn is disgusting and it gets stuck in his teeth. So he really doesn't want that. All right, so Olivia says 21.
21 or 21 factorial?
21 does work. Now the question is it the smallest? Let's see. Well, you can see if you can think of anything else. For the sake of this riddle, 0 does not count. The corn doesn't know what 0 is. Okay, so we could have said counting numbers. 0 wouldn't be a counting number.
Yeah. For the
but,
sake of
okay.
this problem, ignore 0.
Yeah. So let's go through how to solve it. And yeah, you guys were correct about 21. So very nice job. So if we want to represent the sum of like a number's digits, what we can do is the sum of its digits, then we can say like the number in the ones digit is B. The number in the ones digit could be like B, and then the number in the tens digit could be like A. And then the sum of that would be A plus B. So the number would look like AB. And then it says it's equal to 7 times the sum of its digits. So that would be like 7 times the quantity of A plus B. Yep. And then if we want to represent like the value of the whole number, then that would be 10 times A, because A is in the tens place, and plus B. So for example, if we had like 35, then that would be 10 times 3 plus 5. And then now we can just work this out. So if we simplify it down, we get 10A plus B equals 7A plus 7B. And then subtract 7A from both sides, subtract 1B from both sides. And then we get 3A equals 6B. Yeah, so what Zachary is saying in the chat is correct. So if we divide both sides by 3, then we get A equals 2B. And then the smallest way that can happen is if A is 2 and B is 1, because we can't really have A being like any smaller.
Unless if you include 0, but for the sake of this problem, we're just going to say positive whole numbers.
Yep. And so the answer is 21. And if you check it, 21, if you add up the digits, is 2 plus 1, which equals 3, and 3 times 7 equals 21. It equals itself. So it would definitely fit this riddle. And Tigger is trying to figure out this riddle, right? So can he do it? Tigger is so surprised by the talking coin that he can't think. His logic has flown out the window.
I mean, it probably already flew out the window because he didn't think of picking up the pumpkin and just running.
Yeah, probably. So everyone else starts shouting at him 21 because they have a lot of logic, but Tigger can't hear them. And so Tigger is just really confused. He guesses 42 because that's his favorite number. It's the meaning of life. And then the corn responds by saying, "That's close, but not enough to get you the pumpkin." Then the pumpkin magically disappears. It was a pumpkin illusion, maybe, or something. Or maybe something else is going on. Something more
Demonic corn possesses Tigger headlines.
precisely. Maybe that's what's happening.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, so let's check. Let's see someone else's strategy.
Okay. Now we're gonna visit Sleepy Fox, who is very tired. Sleepy Fox is super sleepy, but they still want to find the pumpkin, right? But they're also really sleepy. So Sleepy Fox is like walking around and they just stumble across the pumpkin, but the problem is Sleepy Fox is so tired that they just like fall asleep. And the funniest thing is that so they have a dream, right? And a voice in the dream starts telling Sleepy Fox to solve like this equation that like they've never seen before. So that's kind of funny. So this is what Sleepy Fox saw in a dream. So at plus 4 times percent equals 19. And then 12 times at plus 5 times percent equals 99. And then A hashtag B equals 4A minus B. So what's at hashtag percent sign? So basically, the at and the percent sign are numbers, but the hashtag is an operation, which means that this is like something, it does stuff to numbers. But the at and the hash sign, the at and the percent sign are numbers themselves. So Sleepy Fox needs to solve this thing in order to wake up. So you better solve it quick, otherwise the pumpkin's just gonna disappear. So
What do you mean weird? This is totally normal. Nothing strange has happened at all.
yay, I'm starting to see answers coming in. So I know initially some people put like 26, but the correct answer is 25, yay. So how did Sleepy Fox solve this question? So basically, she looked at the first two equations, right? And she was like, oh, this is something I know. This is called a system of equations, which is basically where you have two equations and two variables. So basically the at symbol is a variable and the percent sign is a variable. So basically the first thing you need to do is just figure out what the at sign and the percent symbol are. So I guess one way you can do this is by taking this first equation and multiplying the whole thing by 12. I guess we can do that. So that would become 12 at, so that's a weird at sign, plus 48 times percent sign equals, and then let's see what 19 times 12 is. 19 times 12 is 228. Cool. So now we're going to subtract the second equation from the first equation. So that will give us, so this one minus this one, that gives us 0 at, because 12 cancel out. And then it'd be 43 times percent equals 129. So now we can divide both sides by 43 to find that the percent sign is equal to 3. So far so good. And now we can substitute the percent sign back into the first equation or either equation works, but we're just going to use the first equation because it's a little bit easier to solve. So that's going to give us at symbol plus 4 times 3 equals 19. So that means the at symbol is equal to 7. Cool. So now we have enough information to figure out what this means, because this means 7 hashtag 3 if we substitute the values in. So because of that, we can use this operation here. So this rule tells us that A hashtag B equals 4A minus B. That means 7 hashtag 3 equals 4 times 7 minus 3. So that's just 28 minus 3 equals 25. Woo. Okay, that was sort of a long process, but almost all you guys got the right answer. So that was really good. So that also means Sleepy Fox is pretty smart in their dreams. So yay, good job.
The demonic corn, the black cat, and the creepy voice told me this was right.
Yeah, basically. So Sleepy Fox got the correct answer in their dream, which is yay. But here's the problem.
Podcast, she didn't wake up.
As is always the problem. When Sleepy Fox woke up again, the pumpkin was gone. It turns out the math problem was kind of a distraction. But the thing is, Sleepy Fox was just so tired, like they had just gone on like a plane and then they got stuck at the airport for 3 hours and then they got their pumpkin and then the pumpkin fell out of the plane. Like that's a lot for Sleepy Fox. So, they just went back to sleep. So
The sleepy fox is the heart of the entire problem. We must punish her, throw her in jail for what she has done.
what does she do though? She's so tired. They're so tired.
The tiredness has cost us our pumpkins, and that's the meaning of life. So
All right, maybe Donald Duck will have some more success. He's just demanding his pumpkin. Do you think I can pull off a Donald Duck voice? I really don't think I could. I'm not gonna try. No, I don't know. I'm not gonna try. I don't know what it sounds like. Okay, so he finds his duck. He finds his pumpkin rather easily, but there's another duck holding his pumpkin. So they're going to have a duck face-off. The duck says, oh, they're not going to have a duck face-off. They're going to cooperate. The other duck says, if you help me with my problem, I'll give you the pumpkin as a reward. And Donald Duck says yes, which is very surprising for Donald Duck, in my opinion.
honestly, I think the ducks are conspiring against the other animals, honestly. Even though I'm named Donald Duck, I have to say that.
So you think Donald Duck is evil? All right, well, let's see. Okay, so here's Donald Duck's problem. So here's the problem that Duck is having. So he has this board, and he wants to cut it into only 2 pieces so that it fills up this hole entirely, because he's worried that if he doesn't block up this hole, he's gonna fall in and then get stuck. So how can he do that? If you guys have a piece of paper, you can like draw it out.
And obviously it's kind of hard to like show this in the chat. So if you want the answer, you can like describe it to us, or you can like hold up your paper and show it to us. Or I guess you could also draw, because I think you should be able to draw on the screen.
I don't think I have annotation permissions, so I'm assuming, well, maybe I'm just missing it.
Let me see if I can enable that. Oh no, somebody drew. See, somebody drew up here.
Oh, what the
Maybe you just don't have annotation permission.
heck? Oh, I see it.
Yay.
All right, so the strategy I would use here is to like maybe divide both things into like 1 times 1 squares. I think that might help.
Whoa.
Oh, I can't draw like perfect 8 lines. I mean 7 lines perfectly across here.
Oops.
1, 2. Okay, awesome. The 12 is going to be impossible.
Oh, you divide into fourths, right? And then you divide each fourth into 3 pieces. Boom.
Okay, and now maybe someone can think of how to do this. So we've got to figure out how to cut the board into only 2 pieces, so that they can fit and cover up the entire hole. Buy a new board that fits on Amazon. Maybe Donald Duck spent all his money on the pumpkin.
Yeah,
And he
he
doesn't have
paid
it.
for the entire private jet. If you guys want a hint, then you should ask. The other duck, they're just waiting for you to answer. They're standing around awkwardly, like, is this guy gonna help me or not? I don't know. Is it a distraction? Do you guys want a hint?
No, I think they're just trying to get him to commit a felony. Okay, wait, Amy, what's your hint?
I'm gonna draw the beginning of like the actual solution.
Oh, we have an answer.
Ooh. From the second line, so I assume from this one, go right 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then go down 1, and then go right 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. And
Wow,
now,
Donald Duck is so proud of you.
yeah. Now, if you still haven't caught on, basically, this makes you can line this up like this, and so basically, yeah, that makes 2 pieces, and then you can flip the bottom piece vertically, and then you can fit them together. Or no, you don't flip them, you just slide them until they go like boop, and then they. So yeah.
Okay, so Donald Duck, he solves this for the other duck. He fixes the duck's problem.
Yeah. The other duck
does
should be
he
very
get his-
thankful.
But does he get his pumpkin?
You guys should guess. Do you think he gets his pumpkin?
Well, you guys would be right. He does not get his pumpkin because when the other duck turns around to try to get the pumpkin for him, it's gone. It disappeared into thin air. And Donald Duck's like, no way.
So this time it wasn't even the other duck's fault because the other duck was like reaching for the pumpkin, but it like disappeared. So kind of sad.
So no one has their pumpkin. So we've got to ask, like, what is happening?
What do you guys think is happening? Like, put in your guess.
I mean, what's the most logical explanation, right? The most logical thing you could think of.
The pumpkins are demonic. Never go to Hoover Farm again. They will scam you using mirages. They'll scam you.
A lot of people are saying it's a dream.
Well, let's see what happened.
All right. Okay, so boo.
Ah,
It's a jump scare, guys. You're supposed to scream.
It's demonic. I knew it.
Scream again. It turned in a circle. Okay, so basically, what's been going on is that there's been a ghost that's been stealing all the pumpkins, and the ghost just takes a pumpkin and disappears. So, it's his name.
The
is Tommy.
ghost. I think the ghost was the former Hoover farm owner, and he didn't like people taking pumpkins from his private farm, so he started stealing them back. Call the FBI. This is a legitimate national case.
Now I've got a
Honestly.
whole backstory. Ooh.
Yes, Tommy. Wait, what's the name of the old Huber farm owner? Is it like Thomas or something?
Joe.
Is
Joe
it Joe?
Huber.
It should be Jimmy or not. What's like? Okay, Joe Huber. Johnny.
Joe Huber actually died in a
Yeah.
tractor accident.
Yeah, I know. But this ghost is kind of a nice ghost. So they stole all the pumpkins, right? But now they decided to give them back because everybody was really sad that they like lost their pumpkins. So yay, you guys got all your pumpkins back. You didn't go on a 3-hour flight for no reason. So yay. All you
We
guys got your
succeeded
pumpkins.
with the power of math and logic. Never forget.
It takes 1 hour or like 30 minutes to get to Hoover Dam the Hoover Farm in a drive. How does it take 3 hours on a plane?
Because
It could take like 15 seconds.
right, but the airport, it took like 2 seconds in the airplane, but it took 3 hours to get to the airport.
If
How
it's
does
a
it take
private-
3 hours to get to the airport?
Get
If
For
it's
through
my
the
location, I
airport.
can get there in like 30 minutes. It'll take only 1 hour total. How?
a private jet, do you need to go to the airport?
Yeah, that's
I know.
another good one. Why? It's a private jet.
Yeah, you do need to go to an airport and like for some private jets.
You're saying to solve these questions using logic when the question has no logic in it.
I mean, this is a different universe. You never know.
Actually, the question does, the actual characters and plot don't.
All right, so that is the end of the story. We've succeeded. You
How
guys
did we
are
succeed
free
if all
to
the
go
pumpkins are
and
gone?
enjoy your fall break.
No, we got the pumpkins back. The ghost gave
Yeah, we
them back
got
to us
them.
because it's a nice ghost.
Ghost is a freaking
Bye.
why? How? There's no logic to prove this, and you're asking for logic.
It's a logic
How?
problem, not a logical situation.
And why does it require logic?
Because it's not a logical
Because
situation.
we said so.
My brain is turning into mush. I can't
no.
understand it.
Bye.
Bye.